Hey guys, what's up? I'm Nilesh Burman and welcome to my channel. In this edition of video, we will study in brief about the Mauryan Empire, its administration and economy. Chandragupta Maurya was not only an outstanding conqueror and an able empire builder, but also he was one of the strongest administrators India has ever produced. The Mauryan Empire had an efficient and centralized administrative system. The chief source of information regarding administration under the Mauryan Empire is Chanakya's work Arthashastra. Megasthenes also gives some information in his book Indica. Now, talking about central administration, the king, the council of ministers, advisors, and the other officials constituted the central administration of the Mauryas. The king was at the apex of administration as head of the state, has the embodiment of the might and majesty of the nation. He worked as the guardian of the law but not as the lawgiver himself. However, the king's order or decree was above all the forms of law. So the king ruled according to law, conventions, and with the advice of council of ministers. Mantri Parishad. The king was assisted by a council of ministers. It was called Mantri Parishad. The ministers were called Mantris. The council was headed by Mantri Parishad Adhyaksh, akin to the PM of today. The Mantri Parishad include Purohit, Mahamantri, Senapati and Yuvraj. Caudill has described 18 officials who were also heads of their departments including above 4 members of Council of Ministers. Now talking about administration of justice, the king's court was at the top in the judiciary system. He was the highest authority. Higher courts were located at important cities and convenient centers. Each court was constituted by 6 judges, out of whom 3 were law specialists called Dharmasthas and 3 were Amatyas. Besides the higher courts, there were also local courts as present day civil courts, criminal courts, etc. Now talking about local administration, the smallest unit of administration was the village. The head of village was the Gramika. Villages had a lot of autonomy in that time. Pradeshika was the provincial governors or district magistrate. Isthanika was tax collectors working under Pradeshika. Durgapala was the governor of forts. Antapala was the governor of frontiers. Akshatpala was the accountant general and Lipikars were the scribes. Now talking about police, all the main centers had police headquarters. Jail was called Bandargara and lockup was known as Charaka. Now talking about military, the commander-in-chief of the entire military was called Senapati and his position was next to the king's. He was appointed by the king. There were 5 sectors in military. The first one is navy, the second is infantry, the third is cavalry, the fourth one is elephant and fifth one is supply and transport. The army's salary was paid in cash. Now talking about revenue department, the revenue department chief was called Samharta. Another important official was Sanidhata, who is called treasurer. Revenue was collected on land, irrigation shops, customs, forest, ferry, mines and pastures. License fees were collected from artisans and fines were charged in the law courts. Most of the land revenue was 1/6 of the produce. So friends, it is all about Mauryan administration and economy. If you find useful these notes for you, then please hit like button and do mention in the comment box. And if you want PDF of these notes, then please visit description box. The link is there. Thank you.